Watch this full series at the links in the description below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch new mental health videos every week. Hey everyone, it's Kyle Kittleson with MedCircle and Dr. Ramani. Thanks for being here as always. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel for weekly videos all about mental health. In today's video, we're going to talk about the differences between schizoid personality disorder, schizotypal personality disorder, and schizophrenia. Now, I have a problem just saying it. Yeah. A lot of people have problems understanding between the three. Clear it up for us.
Well, I think it's the use of the word skits or skis and all three of them that throw people off. There is a genetic relationship between schizoid personality disorder, schizotypal personality disorder, and schizophrenia. It has been suggested that these three disorders intersect in that having a first-degree relative with one of those disorders makes a person more likely to have any one of them. Now, the big ringer here is that a person who has schizophrenia, it has been established that they experience psychotic symptomatology. A psychotic symptom is either typically a hallucination or a delusion, a true departure from reality. Seeing something that other people don't see, hearing something other people don't hear, tasting it, smelling it, feeling it, but it's a sensory experience that no one else in that environment is experiencing. Or they're having a delusion, which is again a break from reality, a belief that is patently untrue that the person holds on to tightly. So those two symptoms, delusions, hallucinations, psychotic symptomatology, are not seen in schizotypal or schizoid personality disorder. You will have a psychotic symptom, you either have schizophrenia or some other what we call psychotic spectrum disorder.
Got it.
Schizotypal personality disorder has some overlap with schizoid personality. There's a lot of restricted capacity to have normal social relationships and a relative disinterest, but people with schizotypal personality disorder are not indifferent to other people, and they're also not completely emotionally detached. In addition, people with schizotypal personality can have odd, at times peculiar, erratic sorts of behavior that would catch other people's attention. That is not sort of consistent with the rules of a given society.
Right.
So they may dress in a very strange way, they may make weird vocalizations, they typically can't hold steady employment, they seem unusual to other people. In schizoid personality is a personality type characterized by absolute disinterest in human relationship, absolute indifference to human relationship, and a complete emotional detachment. And they can present as being very aloof. Their emotional state is very flat, but you may not see those sort of odd and unusual kinds of behaviors like you would see in schizotypal patterns.
Yeah, and it's a true detachment and indifference. I didn't understand how indifferent they really are until we got into the series.
One of the big confusions is that sometimes when we see people who are being very indifferent to other people, it's what we might call a petulant indifference. I'm not talking to you, you are mean to me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a manufactured
That's like fake
indifference. They're not really indifferent, but they're really like, I am not going to have anything to do with you.
Right.
Or it may be that somebody, I don't know, they don't know someone, so they don't really, but they're not completely indifferent to them. If that person fell in front of them or got hurt or they were in distress, they would do what they could do in that moment. A person with schizoid personality wouldn't even attempt to offer up assistance in most cases because they wouldn't care. Unless for some reason it seemed like a logical thing, they might just toss them a blanket or something if that's what they need at the moment.
Yeah, there's some great examples inside our series on schizoid personality disorder. Here's an inside look at that series. Are there common dual diagnoses that come with this schizoid personality disorder?
So the dual diagnoses are hard to call out because, again, we don't have a lot of good research here. If anything, the likely candidates might be things that might present a little bit like depression because there's going to be a fair amount of apathy, disinterest, but whether they'd have the other what we call neurovegetative symptoms like sleep problems, appetite problems, concentration problems, energy problems, that there's no reason to think that that would happen as a necessary comorbid diagnosis. Remember, the schizoid person is not sad about being alone. It's their preference. So they're not saying, oh, it's not like the person who's avoidant or dependent. I want people around me. I'm lonely without them. That's not this. You may see some level of substance use disorder, and it could very well be just because people with schizoid personality, if anything, may live more on the fringes, where there may be a greater likelihood of falling into that world, but those are the things that I would consider potentially to be some of the leading candidates there.
You can watch that series and others at MedCircle.com. Now, is there anything else people need to know about those three and how to differentiate those?
The term can be so confusing, and one of the biggest problems in psychology and psychiatry, many students make this mistake, schizophrenia, the word, which really literally means split brain, has been misinterpreted since time immemorial as meaning people with schizophrenia have split personalities. And in fact, in many cases, they think a dissociative identity disorder is schizophrenia, or a person who sometimes runs hot and sometimes runs cold, or has true bipolar disorder has schizophrenia. It's one of those unfortunately named
There's a lot
mental
of them,
disorders.
though.
A lot of them. Borderline personality is another great example.
Yeah.
So I think, though, that those words, schizo, that term, or the prefix schizo or schizo, it really does imply unusual, non-culturally, socially sorts of appropriate behavioral patterns, as well as breaks from reality, difficulty regulating behavior in some situations, and a relative lack of interest in close personal relationships. If we were to put them on a spectrum or on a continuum, it's the people with schizoid personality who have absolutely no interest in human relationships. In fact, some people with schizophrenia, especially when they're at a time when there are moments in between where they have periods of having fewer symptoms, they actually can maintain some relationships within their family. There is some interest in them. In the person with schizoid, you really won't see that at all.
Well said. You always make things so easy to understand, because this can get very complicated. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that like button. It helps us reach more people and spread this needed information to anyone who wants it or needs it. I also want to take this time to get some insight from you, our amazing viewers on YouTube. What would you like to see videos about? We don't just create these for fun because you and I like to see each other. We create, although I do like seeing you. We like to create them because they are valuable to you. So if there's a topic, a disorder, or something in the mental health field that you want us to discuss, let us know in the comment section to this video. I'm Kyle Kittleson, this is Callie the Lab, and remember, whatever you're going through, you got this. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for new episodes and new series every week. And to access exclusive mental health videos that we only release at MedCircle.com, check out the links below.